four teams in Group B at the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup could progress to the quarter-finals here in Doha, Qatar. Group B action at the Al Tumama Stadium in Doha, and it is Tunisia up against the United Arab Emirates. We're approaching 6 o'clock in the evening here, local time. 21 degrees centigrade is the temperature inside this impressive stadium that holds 40,000 spectators. It's not full, as you can see. Those that are here are predominantly behind one team. Tunisia will have plenty of vocal encouragement from their supporters tonight as they look for the victory that will assure them of a place in the quarter-finals. All four teams in Group B can go through. Quite simply, the United Arab Emirates, if they avoid defeat, will top the group and go through as group winners. If Tunisia win, then they will definitely go through and leave the UAE dependent on the result of today's other match between Syria and Mauritania. It is a very complicated scenario in Group B. Mauritania essentially need a big win over Syria and then hope that the United Arab Emirates also inflict a heavy defeat on Tunisia if they're to go out. So they are most definitely the side with the slimmest chance of going through. The United Arab Emirates, certainly the favourites to go through, having won both of their opening matches so far. The UAE beating Syria by 2-1 in their opening fixture, and then they left it late against Mauritania. Khalil Al-Hamadi scoring in stoppage time at the end of the match. As for Tunisia, well, their 2021 FIFA Arab Cup campaign started in impressive style with a 5-1 win over Mauritania. Jaziri and Benabi both getting two, Saki getting the other one. But then they slipped up against Syria last time out, losing by 2-0 to leave their fate far from assured. There'll be a huge cheer in a moment as the Tunisian flag is unveiled on the pitch. The FIFA Arab Cup Qatar 2021 banner is unveiled, and here will come the two flags of the two respective nations to a rapturous reception from the many Tunisian supporters inside the stadium. Tunisian flag on the left, flag of the United Arab Emirates on the right. And the teams are beginning to gather in the tunnel, ready to come out. Interestingly, both teams have changed their goalkeepers for tonight's match. There is Khaled Issa, the UAE goalkeeper who was so impressive for his club, Al Ain, at the FIFA Club World Cup in 2018. Moaz Hassan coming in for Tunisia. Everything is at stake tonight for both these teams. to record on the mobile phone. A moment to remember. For those Tunisian fans, will it be a night to remember? One of these teams will definitely be in the quarter-finals, and maybe both. An exciting night ahead at the Al Tamama Stadium in Qatar. If Tunisia win, they go through to the quarter-finals. If the UAE avoid defeat, they will top Group B, a group which is so delicately poised going into the last matches today. Syria against Mauritania kicking off simultaneously. All the team news from here in just a few moments after the two national anthems. Goalkeeper Moaz Hassan makes his first appearance at the FIFA Arab Cup. He replaces Farouk Ben Mustaf in one of 4 changes to the team that started the defeat to Syria. There's also a first tournament appearance for Mohamed Draga, who comes into midfield. Youssef Sakni and Naim Sliti have come on as substitutes in both matches. Both start today. Mohamed Ben Abi, who scored twice in the 5-1 win over Mauritania, is one of those who dropped to the bench. So Safian Jazir, who also scored twice in that match, again leads the attack. Daniel Siebert from Germany is the man in charge. 2 German assistants, and Matt Conga is the 4th official. He had a busy night the other night, refereeing the Egypt-Sudan game. VAR officials, led by Christian Dinger, also of Germany. There, the coach of Tunisia. Khalid Issa becomes the third goalkeeper to start for the UAE in Group B, so every goalkeeper will have made one appearance. Mahmoud Khamis returns at fullback, having been suspended for the 1-0 win over Mauritania. That was following his dismissal in the victory over Syria. The third change sees Sebastian Talaboué start up front in place of the UAE's all-time top scorer Ali Mahout. 8 of this team have begun every match so far. A win or a draw would see the UAE top Group B. Van Marwijk has repeatedly said he's come here to win the FIFA Arab Cup. Tunisia tonight in the all-white with the red trim and an early foul within the first few seconds. Sakni taken down by Salmin. Midfielder. And it was 6 days ago that both of these teams began their campaigns at the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup. They both began with victories. Complicated scenario tonight, but essentially if Tunisia win, they will go through and leave the UAE dependent on the result in tonight's other match. If the UAE draw or win, they will go through as group winners, and similarly will leave Tunisia wondering what is happening in the other fixture. It's between Syria and Mauritania. This group could go through several twists and turns over the next couple of hours. Lef to work it forward, taken down by Slipi. Hannibal. Wonderfully gifted midfielder for Tunisia. And tidied up at the back by Bandar Lahababi. The fullback, despite wearing number 9 on his shirt, is Walid Abbas. Veteran, now 36 years of age. This is Khamis. Against Mauritania because of a suspension sent off against Syria. Canado scored UAE's opening goal in that picture, and he was clattered into heavily there. The Brazilian, who became a naturalised UAE citizen last year, has already got 5 goals for his country in his previous 11 international appearances. UAE have lost just 2 of their last 15 matches in all competitions. But they're facing a team who, in the FIFA rankings, are significantly higher than them. Tunisia, in the latest rankings, 29th. United Arab Emirates in 70th. So a difference of 41 places. Won by Hannibal. This is Sliti. Hannibal can't quite get there. Won by Ali Salah, who scored a most magnificent goal against Mauritania, only to see it ruled out for offside. It was an absolutely stunning overhead kick that would most certainly have been up there for goal of the tournament had it stood. And haven't we had some good goals in this FIFA Arab Cup as well? Alatas. There's a nice feeling of composure about this United Arab Emirates side, coached by the highly experienced Bert van Marwijk, who took the Netherlands to the 2010 FIFA World Cup final. Canado the danger man. Put behind by Draga. Draga, who plays for Nottingham Forest in England, making his first appearance of the tournament. And went through there for Canedo. First corner, though, of the match, and it's gone the UAE's way. Everyone except Salmin and Abbas are in advanced positions for the UAE. Salah to take. Huge cheer from the massed ranks of Tunisian supporters behind the goal they're defending in this first half as that ball was cleared away. And a chance now for Draga to try and find his way through. Well, the opening couple of minutes of this Group B fixture have been lively. Tunisia know they have to win to be absolutely guaranteed a place in the quarter-finals. Winners of this group will face the team who finished second in Group A. The Group B runners-up already know who they will be playing in the quarter-finals, even though we don't know the identity of the runners-up as yet. Oh, that's a poor ball out from Bilal Aif. Qatar await the Group B runners-up, the hosts, who've already qualified as Group A winners. Can't be caught at the top of that group. Alatas. This is the table as it stands. Mauritania and Syria both getting a point so far. Tunisia with a point so far as well. Worked across goal by Salah. Such an impressive player, Ali Salah. It does feel a little bit like a home match for Tunisia. It reminds me very much of when Tunisian club sides have played in the FIFA Club World Cup in recent years in this part of the world, in Qatar and in the United Arab Emirates. They've brought large numbers of supporters with them. Play back by Sess. Rashini Sess just giving Sackney too much room to work in there. Issa. Interesting that Bert van Marwijk is rotating his goalkeepers. Ali Kassif started against Syria. Mohamed Al-Shamsi began the game against Mauritania. And now Khalid Issa starts this one. Abbas. Alatas. The Hababi. Well, he stayed down. He was caught rather heavily there, the Hababi. This is Sess. Goal kick to the UAE. There's the contact right into the chin of the UAE man. The shot always rising and continuing to do so long after it passed the goal line. Hannibal made his debut for Tunisia only in June of this year. Has played in the English Premier League. He's okay, thankfully. Hababi. Volleyed forward by Kamis. Draga. Strong work from him to hold off Canado. Picked up here by Shalil. Sakni, he might go all the way here. Sakni round the goalkeeper and turned in. Safadine Jazir. It's his third goal of this tournament, and it has given Tunisia a wonderful start to this Group B encounter. Such a run here, though. As Sakni tried to go through, might well have been fouled by the goalkeeper. Advantage played and turned in by Jazir in the right place at the right time to stroke it home. It's his 7th international goal, and all 7 have come in this calendar year. It's only the 2nd goal that the UAE have conceded at this FIFA Arab Cup. And every time there's a goal goes in, the Group B table will change. And that goal means it has changed significantly in Tunisia's favour. Walid Abbas. How will the UAE react? Salmi. Canado. Look at the run of Qamis just ahead of him. Canado. Lahababi on that far side. Here he is. Closed down quickly by Ben Hakmi, who makes the challenge. And the referee's brought play back for an earlier push by Mahmoud Qamis as he bundled one of the Tunisian defenders out of the way in an effort to try and create some room for Canado. His goal then, settling any Tunisian nerves. Maria, there's a foul on that far side. He's just having a little word there with Ali Salah. That's how the table looks then. Tunisia are on top. 6 points, UAE on 6 points. If Syria were to score, though, and take the lead against Mauritania, they would move above the UAE. Ball over the top, Safadine Jazir. Plenty coming forward in Tunisian white. Sakni. Excellent block from Walid Abbas, but at considerable personal expense. He stayed down. The captain across. And he got a whack on the head from the boot of the Tunisian man there. Run that was from Sakni, and Jazir easily able to turn it in. Jazir, 3 goals in 3 matches now for him at this FIFA Arab Cup. missing nothing because Walid Abbas is still down inside the UAE penalty area. And this will be a concern for the UAE because Al-Attas and Abbas have formed a very solid central defensive partnership for the UAE at this tournament. 2 of the 8 players who started every game under Bert van Marwijk here in Qatar. That's a head injury for Abbas, which means that under protocol we have to take as much time as possible. Does look to be okay, the defender. You can see he's just caught quite strongly on the back of the head. Over 100 international appearances now for Walid Abbas since he made his international debut. Way back in 2008, some 13 years ago now. Maraja. And Hamid. Neatly worked because Lahababi was in an advanced position and he has to come back now and try and track the attack. Jazir. Still Jazir. Headed away by Khamis, not too far. Wouldn't fall there for Sakni. Ife. Maria looking for Sakni. Got too much underneath it though. Well, this is a concern. Walid Abbas may well have to go off in just a moment. He's gone down to his knees, and there's the signal from the medical team. Well, this will be a huge blow for the United Arab Emirates. Well, one wonders whether this might be the end of Walid Abbas. This is the incident as he bravely went in to head that ball away. Concussion protocols have to be followed, and it may well be that one of the official doctors will be called just to have a look to assess the situation. Play will restart with a drop ball. Mohamed Salem would be a candidate to come on. Walid Abbas can't continue, but it looks as though he wants to come back on again, and the medical team have given him the all clear to do so. By Salmi. Abbas almost gave it away there. Canedo again setting off on a direct run. It's the benefit of the whistle from the referee. Hannibal at first with the challenge, Mohamed Draga with the second. Two players in this tournament who both play for clubs in England. Hannibal for Manchester United, Draga for Nottingham Forest in the English Championship. Canedo. Kassim. Here's Khamis underneath it. yet to have a shot on target. They have had more of the ball, though, in the first half. 57% of possession so far. Jazia trying to find Sliti. Alatas. Abbas. For the moment, the two central defenders have actually swapped wings, with Abbas now playing on the right of the central defensive pairing, which actually hasn't happened before in this tournament. Alatas. Salmin. Alatas. Abdallah Ramadan. You can hear the reaction of the Tunisian supporters to the fact that the UAE aren't really making too much progress upfield. Salmin. Alatas. UAE had almost 80% of possession against Mauritania in their last match, but they needed an additional time winner from Khalil Al-Hamadi to take the points. The changes in the other match in Syria take the lead, then the UAE are going to have to become very much more focused on going forward and trying to find a way back into this fixture. Patience, definitely a word you can associate with the UAE team. Worked forward by Lahababi. Al-Zabi to play it across into the middle. Canedo couldn't get there. Ben Hakmid. Picked up by Sakni. Ben Hakmid. Hannibal. Loses out. And back again, though. Shalil cleared away by Ben Hakmid. Neatly done. And out on this near side is Mohamed Draga. Referee's assistant put his flag up. Referee plays advantage. Naeem Sliti. Sliti looking to work it to Hannibal. And the UAE able to clear it away. Definite foul, but excellent refereeing there from Daniel Siba to allow play to continue forward. Plenty of clubs right across Europe are interested in Hannibal. He was born in France, has Tunisian parents. Canedo. Al-Zabi. This is Lahababi. Alatas. Abbas. Here comes Kamis. Ramadan. Ramadan still going forward. He was just waiting to see, I think there, whether that ball would cross the goal line or not, and it had. Corner taken quickly. Ramadan. Salah looking to place it, and that was awkward for Moaz Hassan. The goalkeeper forced him to do his first save of note of the evening. Salah's strike. And that was dipping all the way and might well have gone in under the crossbar, but for the goalkeeper. Everyone back for Tunisia. Weight of numbers told. Sliti. And away comes Draga. Loves to attack down the right-hand side, Mohamed Draga. Looked like he fell over the ball there. But it will be a yellow card for the foul as he was helped into the ball by Al-Zabi. Just a little shove, which gave the impression that he tumbled over the ball rather than a foul. Incidentally, yellow cards, if a second one is booked up today, would mean a suspension for any potential quarter-final. Walid Abbas and Caio Canedo in that situation for the UAE. Virginie Cess and Leylan Chalil in that predicament for Tunisia. Behind this free kick for Tunisia. And going up for it at the far post, cleared by the goalkeeper who makes a double save. And Tunisia can't make the most of the opportunity. Well, Khalid Issa impressed many with his performances at the Club World Cup 3 years ago. And this was another excellent stop from him as Jazir fired it in from close range. UAE standing firm in front of goal. There's the first save. And he got up quickly to make a block from the rebound. Kamis. Abbas. Seemingly showing no after effects from that head problem that caused him to have some treatment earlier in this half. First half that has raced by so far, full of action. Hannibal. Cleared away by Kamis. Works it wide. Ben Hackney. It's offside. Against Sakni. This is Sakni, who missed the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia because of injury. And who knows this country very well indeed. The Tunisian number 7, having played in Qatar since 2013, away by the goalkeeper Issa, but not quite, and the goal is empty, and back was Mohamed Alas to deny Youssef Sakni. All sorts of problems for the UAE at the back there. The pass was a little short. Issa got to it first, but you can see him scrambling back and grateful that Mohamed Al-Attas was in the position that he was in. Forward comes Salah. Trying to find a way around on that far side, but instead he's given away the free kick. Ahmed. And the challenge on Chalil. The stadium which will host 6 matches at this FIFA Arab Cup, including one of the semi-finals. And there will be 8 matches played here at next year's FIFA World Cup, including one of the quarter-finals. It's a quarter-final place at the FIFA Arab Cup that these two teams are both chasing today. just joined us, a goal after 10 minutes from Seferdine Jazir for Tunisia. The moment is putting them through. Going to be a card here. And this will mean a suspension for Walid Abbas if the UAE go through to the quarter-finals. Caution for the skipper. Diving in there. Right under the nose of the assistant referee on this near side. There's confirmation there of the suspension for Walid Abbas. They're enjoying themselves hugely, these Tunisian supporters, here in large numbers. Another French-born player in the Tunisian squad, another with Tunisian heritage. Such a crowded edge of the penalty area there as defenders and strikers alike look to try and get on the end of this free kick from Sliti. Safely away. Two anxious moments for the Dutch coach. They're in a heated discussion with the fourth official. It's too strong there. Tunisian, whose entire club coaching career has been in Tunisia. Alan Giresse is the national team coach. Ramadan. Alatas. Barbie was the target, but it's interesting how that man there, the right back, who loves to attack for the UAE, hasn't really been able to do so far tonight. 7 shots from Tunisia so far, and they have the all-important goal. Salmi, really well-timed tackle. Canedo. Draga. Shalil. Aif. Maria works it well. Every successful pass, as I'm sure you can hear, being cheered by the Tunisian supporters. That's not a successful one, though. Alatas. The UAE do like this slow, measured build-up. Really had Sebastian Talaboue involved at all up front, though. Abbas. Remember Talaboue being involved in any meaningful moves for his team either. Now he's looking to put a bit of pressure on the defender. Hassan gets it away. Forward by Aif. Draga. Hannibal. Hannibal trying to get on the end of the rebound from Sliti. Cleared away to safety, though, by Abbas. Down went Raylan Shalil. Only one goal for his country for the midfielder, Shalil. That came in qualifying for the 2018 FIFA World Cup. In a qualifying game against the Democratic Republic of Congo. Tunisia, who've never gone beyond the group stage in the 5 FIFA World Cups they've qualified for. They finished third in their group last time out in Russia, losing to England and to Belgium. They then beat Panama by 2-1, and they could well be back in Qatar next year at next year's FIFA World Cup. They're in the CAF playoffs for a place, one of 10 teams competing for the 5 places up for grabs. Slitty. Shalil. Sess. Sess with the ball forward. Sakni. Flag stays down. And now it does be raised against Youssef Sakni as he touched that ball and became an active player. Pretty simple decision, really. Away to safety to huge cheers there.
Stop, no, stop.
Issa. Back by Salah. Taliabue with the misplaced pass. UAE will pick it up again. Mahmoud Khamis. Setting off on a run here is Canedo. Went down rather optimistically in the penalty area. Abbas with the header away. Al-Zabi. Turned by Ramadan. Wide to Lahababi. Plenty of room to work in here for Bandar Lahababi. Against Ben Ahmed. Who gets the challenge in, but at the expense of a corner. It will be the 4th corner for the United Arab Emirates. Tunisia yet to get a corner as we approach half-time. Are all up for the UAE. Goalkeeper can't get there, Hassan, as he came flying through the air to try and punch it away. Making the decision to come early. Got a touch on it, did he? Certainly did. The throw has gone Tunisia's way. Into trouble there, Al-Zabi. And the UAE may be in trouble here. Slitty. Excellent defending from Al-Atas. Anticipating the danger, getting across first. So far so good for Tunisia then, who won the very first Arab Cup back in 1963. This is only the third occasion they've actually taken part in the tournament. They didn't get past the group stage back in 1988. What will be their fate today? The Hababi now for the UAE. To drive it across, and it was almost set up for Sebastian Talabone there. But an excellent header away. Just as the UAE striker was preparing to turn that ball towards goal. Man down is Draga. See Talabone just making the little run and then checking. Ife with the header away, and behind him Draga was the player who was caught. Discussions between Van Marwijk and one of the officials. This time it's the assistant referee on the near side. Hannibal. Free kick through to Issa. Tunisian fans build a crescendo of noise once more. Kamis. Taken away by Sliti. Shalil. Ife. Maria. Continued to trouble a little bit there. Sliti, ball over the top, away by Alatas. Kamis. There. Perhaps a little bit of a surprise that Ali Mahmoud, the top scorer, all-time top scorer for the UAE, was left out of the starting 11 today. In his defence, he's had very little in the way of service. Up front, his replacement, Sebastian Talabone. Talabone, though, may well find himself replaced. Such has been the lack of impact he's been able to make. Nearly done by Sliti. Naim Sliti to drive it across goal, and the finish. Oh, how did he miss? Safadine Jazir. Can't believe it. And neither can the thousands of Tunisian supporters inside the stadium. It's off the outside of the post and away to safety. The UAE breathe a huge sigh of relief. Should have been 2-0. Wonderful run though from Naim Sliti. Hassan. You may remember being injured in the very first match of the FIFA World Cup in Russia 3 years ago. He was injured early on against England. And replaced by Ben Mustaf. Ball looking for Draga. It's away by Kames. UAE might be able to break here. Boué with the little back heel. Kames. We go into a minimum of 3 minutes additional time. Long-range efforts, and it's no problems at all for Hassan from Tanun Al-Azabi. Winger who's increasingly come in field in search of possession for the UAE. One is curling away from goal though from him. Plenty of work to be done then by the UAE during the half-time interval, which is rapidly approaching. Understandably, Tunisia are in no hurry to get play restarted. They'd be very happy indeed if they can get to the break, leading by 1-0. Here's Alatas. Abbas can't afford to knock it casually around at the back here, the UAE, and they might be in trouble. Challenge from Alatas. And again he slides in to get it away, the impressive defender. Here's Al-Zabi. Abbas. Kames. From Canedo. Al-Zabi had the option to go wide right, goes instead the other way. Salah took it down nicely. Goalkeeper should gather and does. As Ali Salah hopefully put that ball in the air for Talia Boué to get on the end of. Touch from Slitty. It's the last 30 seconds or so then of the minimum of 3 minutes additional time, and the UAE have a free kick and an opportunity to send the central defenders forward to try and get on the end of it. This will surely be the last action of the first half. The Hababi will take. The goal scorer, Jazir. Abbas. The thousands of Tunisian supporters inside the stadium rise to their feet to acclaim their team's first half performance. Seferdine Jazir with the only goal after 10 minutes. It's been an enthralling first half in this Group B encounter. At the break, it is Tunisia 1, United Arab Emirates 0.
جلال القدري مساعد مدرب منتخب تونس، هدف ل0 نتيجة تؤهل المنتخب التونسي للدور القادم. كيف ستلعبون الشوط الثاني؟
الحمد لله قمنا بشوط اول محترم، عرفنا كيفاش نتصرفوا في مجريات الشوط الاول. اهم شيء كونه اكدنا ما نعطيوش مساحات للمنتخب الاماراتي، نعرفوا اللي عنده امكانيات فنيه محترمه. البلوك كان تري كومباكت، ما عطيناهمش المساحات، التوقيت تاعنا كان صحيح. نجحنا باش نتقدموا في نتيجه اللقاء. مالوريزمون جاتنا كره ثانيه كنا نجموا نسهلوا بها المباراه. شوط اول نجحنا فيه الى درجه ما. ان شاء الله الشوط الثاني اهم شيء ما نعطوش نفس المساحات، نبقوا بنفس الثوابت نتاعنا، نحاولوا باش نمشيو ونسجلوا الهدف الثاني اللي يخلينا نطمئنوا على نتيجه المباراه. مازال 45 دقيقه، لازمنا نبقاو مركزين بنفس الثوابت وباكثر روح ان شاء الله نبقاو معناتها في المباراه نتاعنا.
شكرا.
شكرا.
Well, one for Tunisia, nil for UAE. This result is not good for the result, but for the competition is UAE is qualified normally now. This is good for you, or will you go to the attack for the second half?
No, we want to win the game.
How we expect? We expect some changes for the second half for UAE.
We will do whatever the match requires.
Thank you.
United Arab Emirates with more of the possession, but when they've had the ball, Tunisia have made significantly more of it. 8 shots in total, 3 on target. Just the 1 on target from the United Arab Emirates, and 2 yellow cards for the UAE as well, including 1 for Walid Abbas, which means he will be suspended should they reach the quarter-finals. Both Tunisia and the United Arab Emirates had the quarter-finals in their sight when they took to the pitch at Al Tumama in this Group B fixture. A win for Tunisia would see them definitely qualify. And they, in white, have had the better of the first half against the UAE team, who need only to avoid defeat to ensure that they would progress as the Group B winners. This is the early goal after 10 minutes, a lovely run-through from Youssef Sakni. And it was turned in by Sefadine Jazir for his 3rd goal of this 2021 FIFA Arab Cup. A goal which owed so much to the run of Sakni, the captain. Look where he picks it up, charging towards goal. And Jazir in the right place to turn it in. With that goal, Tunisia moving above the United Arab Emirates in the Group B standings. The UAE had 1 attempt of note, and it was a very good attempt as well from Ali Salah, dipping all the way. Moez Hassan in the Tunisian goal, though, able to palm it over. Tunisia certainly the more attacking side in this first half, and they almost got a second here. The initial save from Khalid Issa. Jazir with the shot that the goalkeeper got up to and made a second save. Anxious moments at the back here for the United Arab Emirates. At the other end, the UAE have rarely been able to threaten. That earlier effort from Salah, really their better effort of this half, and maybe Tunisia should have been 2-0 up. This ball played across goal by Slitty, and somehow Jazir put it wide as it struck the underside of the post rather than going in. Could maybe have been 2-0, but Tunisia leading by 1-0 at half-time.
dancing way with all of those fans, those young fans. Of course, football is for everybody. And we're going to take a little closer look at the battles that will take place in the second half. Just after a small little moment, we're going to go into the half-time score. We'll be back in a couple of moments. We would like to inform you that vaping and smoking are not permitted on the stadium grounds.
السيدات والسادة، يرجى العلم بأن التدخين غير مسموح به في أرجاء الاستاد.
Let's keep the stadium clean. Place your waste in the bins. Recycle. Make it your goal.
لنحافظ على استاد الثمار نظيفا وخاليا من القمم. لذا يرجى إلقاء المهملات في الأماكن المخصصة لذلك. لنحافظ معا على نظافة قطر.
Tickets are still available for the remaining matches of the FIFA Arab Cup Qatar 2021. You get your talk about where this match could be won very briefly, because we're going to get back to the heart of the action, of course. I think that, well, the United Arab Emirates really need to try and get fast ball out, push forward, use the flanks, use the guys who are running fast up the wings, and try and catch out that defence, that Tunisian defence. They're very strong. Tunisia, they've got dangerous players all over the place, so it's going to be complicated, but it's going to be full of entertainment the second 45.
السيدات نتوقع شوطا حاسما اخر من الشوط الثاني، حيث يستعد الان اللاعبون للدخول. سيحاول المنتخب الاماراتي بالتاكيد تعويض النتيجه، سيحاول المنتخب التونسي الحفاظ على تقدمه وتعزيز هذه النتيجه. بالطبع شاهدنا محاولة عديدة للمنتخب الاماراتي. ترى ما الذي سيحدث في الشوط الثاني؟ المنتخب الاماراتي لديه قد يكون بعض الاصابات، المنتخبين لديهم على دكة البدلاء اوراق كثيرة رابحة. هذا ما سنعده في بداية احداث الشوط الثاني للمنتخب.
We're just moments away from the start of the second half, ladies and gentlemen, and the officials are here. Listen to it. Listen to the DJ, of course, Andrew Harris, before we get back into action.
Tunisia leading the United Arab Emirates by 1-0, and the UAE are going to make a change for the start of the second half. Mohamed Salem there is going to come on for Walid Abbas, who did receive a nasty whack to the head in the first half. He was also cautioned in the first half, which means that he would be suspended for any potential quarter-final should the UAE go through. So Salim will come on in his place. 36 years of age now, the defender. Made his international debut back in 2008, but he's only scored twice for his country, and the last goal was back in September of 2015. But he now, as the most experienced player in the team, will be looking to inspire them from the back as the UAE aim to get at least a draw, which would secure their place in the quarter-finals and would leave Tunisia dependent on the result in the other game between Mauritania and Syria. As it stands, Tunisia are going through, and the UAE have to hope that the result in the other match goes their way. It does seem improbable that a team who've won their opening two matches of a group could go out, but that is the scenario. The United Arab Emirates get the second half underway. They need at least a draw from this match to guarantee themselves top spots in Group B at the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup. At the moment, Tunisia 1 goal ahead, thanks to the goal from Seferdine Jazir. Are in the quarter-finals. The UAE having to depend on the results of the other match. Jazir's goal coming after just 10 minutes. Tunisia have certainly had the better of the match in the first half. If you have just joined us, the United Arab Emirates are in the all-black, kicking from left to right in this second half. 2 wins out of 2 for the UAE, beating Syria by 2-1, and a late winner against Mauritania to win by 1-0. Tunisia hoping to put their Arab Cup campaign back on course after a 2-0 defeat to Syria in their last match, after an emphatic 5-1 win over Mauritania in their opening fixture. Jazir was never going to get on the end of that one for Tunisia. Here's Alatas. Impressive performance from him in the first half, but that's given away straight to Sakni. Shalil. Sliti, caught. It's going to be a card, and it's a card for the newly introduced substitute, Mohamed Salem, who is going to be booked by the German referee, Daniel Siebert. Third caution of the match, all three of them for the United Arab Emirates. So Salem joins Al-Zabi on the pitch as players who've been cautioned. Abbas's yellow card. He'll be suspended for any quarter-final should the UAE get there. He's been replaced by that man there, Salem, but for him, considerable displeasure down in the UAE technical area. Tunisia, you feel, really could do with a second goal. The Kabaya's side coming forward here from this free kick. Ife couldn't get on the end of it. It was a great chance for the defender, but he couldn't make any significant contact at all. Sliti. And again. Sliti with the shot. It was always going wide, though, from Naeem Sliti. As Tunisia broke forward and were able to cut through the UAE defence here with relative ease. A little exchange of passes. Always going wide of the goal line. Play from Bilal Ife. Well, Mauritania have scored against Syria. Mohamed Soed with the goal early in the second half, and that is actually good news for the United Arab Emirates, because as you can see from that table there, it would mean that they would move on to 3 points together with Syria. UAE with the shot from Salah. But that good news for the United Arab Emirates has not lasted very long at all, because Syria back on level terms. Mahmoud Al-Bahar with a goal just 2 minutes after Mauritania had taken the lead. So it's 1 apiece now in that game. And if Syria were to get another goal, well, UAE would be very anxious indeed, because Syria would then move on to 6 points. As it is, they're on 4. UAE on 6, Tunisia on 6. So these two teams would both go through to the quarter-finals. Kind of like a foul from Ali Salmin, just stretching out an arm. Virginie Cess, the player who was booked. Nadia with the free kick. Ben Hakmi. Sakni. Ben Hakmi. Through, didn't do so. It was intercepted by Al-Zabi. Taliad Boué with the holding play for the United Arab Emirates. Looking forward on that far side with Kamis, who's taken over the captaincy now for the UAE, and that's a free kick for them. Foul on Caio Canedo. Hasn't had the impact in this match that he would have liked. On the left-hand side for the United Arab Emirates. Everybody back for Tunisia. Five in the area in UAE shirts. And flicked towards goal and just stopped by Moaz Hassan. The goalkeeper sticking out a hand. As it was turned in towards goal, it was actually a deflection from Shalil. And the goal line technology instantly telling the referee that the ball had not crossed the goal line. It is being just checked as a matter of course, just to make sure. Didn't cross the line. Hassan trying to get on the end of that one. It's another corner for the UAE. The header from Salem put behind. Encouraging signs then for the United Arab Emirates. Excellent instinctive one-handed save from Moaz Hassan. Kamis with the corner. Straight at a play from Lahababi. Here's the incident again. Salem flicking it towards goal. It deflected off Shalil, and Hassan quick to block it. Up by Al-Zabi, couldn't find Salah. Lahababi. Alatas. To get forward, that would change completely if Syria were to get another goal against Mauritania. Headed down by Jazir, who hopes to get on the end of the rebound. It's towards Jazir! Issa with the save, but he didn't really have too much to do, the goalkeeper, in terms of pace or power on the header from the Tunisian striker. Relatively easy in the end for Khalid Issa. Of this group will face the runners-up in Group A. The runners-up in this group will face Qatar, the hosts, in the quarter-finals. Tremendous atmosphere inside this Al-Timama Stadium, generated by the Tunisian supporters, vastly outnumbering their UAE counterparts. Lahababi. Sami. Zabi. Alatas. Kamis quickly closed down by Sliti. Crossfield ball looking for Salah, easily away by Ben Hamid. Al-Zabi. Lahababi. Two defenders in the way. Boué unable to make any contact there. There at the bottom of your picture, right out on the edge of his technical area. Now 69-year-old, the Dutch coach. Latas. By the captain Sakni, on back though by Ramadan. Received the ball from the return pass from Salah. Salah just able to get a foot to it. Tunisia recovering just. Anxious moments there for Yassine Marari. Salah. Al-Hababi's not going to get there though. Al-Hababi furious with his teammate. Bit of frustration there between the two of them. Sabi putting the ball in. The UAE simply cannot rely on the other score between Mauritania and Syria staying the way that it is at one apiece. Remember, anything other than a defeat for the United Arab Emirates would guarantee them a quarter-final place as group winners. Ali Salmi. Ramadan. Lahababi. It's a foul on Ramadan. Lahababi. Al-Zabi looking to get away from the defender Ben Hamid. Al-Zabi's ball across, it's behind for a corner. Mohamed Draga with the covering header. UAE's corner count is mounting up. Can they make something from this? And they get another one. Shot from Abdallah Ramadan, deflected behind. This time it will be a more conventional delivery from that far side. Tunisia with everybody back. Goalkeeper can't gather. Drops here to Kamis. Tunisia should clear and might be able to break away here. Picked up again by Ramadan. Canedo. Ramadan in support. Here he is. Ramadan's ball in, easily headed away by Aif. UAE will come again as the Tunisian supporters almost en masse take out their mobile phones and turn the torches on. No way through for Tunisia. Ramadan. Hannibal. Fouled. A little bit of respite here for Tunisia. That's the incident. Hassan not quite getting to the high ball across. Best period of play for Van Marwijk's side. Away by Alatas. Hannibal chasing. Salem. Mahmoud Khamis. Aboué. Can't get the return ball. I think it's cleared away by Draga. Salem. Away comes Shalil. Brilliant Shalil. Maria works it to this near side to Ben Hakmet. With a long clearance, but it's straight out of play. Tunisia looking to complete what not many have done in recent times, and that is beat the United Arab Emirates, who have lost just twice in their last 15 matches in all competitions. Hababi. The top to Aboué, but he was offside. Tunisia have 3 substitutes out warming up. UAE have 2. UAE, you suspect, are in more need of a change up front, perhaps. Desperately need to try and find a way back into this match. Aboué, this is Sami. Aboué will leave it, picked up by Khamis. Canedo. Strong play from Shalil. UAE win it back. That's a free kick, foul on Salah. By Sakni. And it's in a promising position for the UAE as well. They be tempted for a direct shot on goal here. You can see it is absolutely pretty much central. Just a pace or two to the right. Bandar Lahababi is the man who's placed it very carefully indeed. Hassan looking to organise the 3-man wall. It'll be something spectacular if Lahababi can do it. Instead it's Khamis straight into the wall. Khamis again. Lahababi. Bit of space on this near side. Al-Zabi. Lahababi. Might try again. Taken away from him by Seferdine Jazir, scorer of the only goal so far this evening after 10 minutes for Tunisia. Shalil. Well, the pass was on to the far side where there were two, Hannibal and Slitty, who were both waiting for it and indeed expecting that ball. Tunisia have got a man down. It is Jazia. Looks like we are going to have changes down below. Certainly from Tunisia, there's a bit of activity down in their technical area. You can see there, Tunisia just going down. Both sides taking this opportunity for an impromptu drinks break and a few words from the coaching staff. Fakhreddin Ben Youssef is going to come on, it looks like, and indeed he is going to replace Jazia up front. And Youssef, who started the first two matches,
Substitution, player number 11, 17 Jaziri for Tunisia, is replaced by
Ben Youssef, 30 years of age, scored in the 2-1 win over Panama at the 2018 FIFA World Cup. Played around a bit in club football, played in France, Saudi Arabia and in Egypt as well for Pyramids. So Ben Youssef is on then, it's a straight swap as the focal point for the Tunisian attack. Issa. And Youssef looking to put some pressure there on the goalkeeper. Hassan. Fouled by Slitty. Alatas. Al-Zabi. Ramadan. Think from the way that they're playing it about that the United Arab Emirates are assured of their quarter-final place. One goal in the other match, which still stands at 1-1, would change all that if it was scored by Syria. Ramadan. Hababi loses out. This by Seth. Alia works it out wide to that far side. Forward goes Draga with the pass. Slitty. Content to just let it roll for the corner. Oh, look at that. Looking to get the Tunisian fans going, and they have responded. Noise now emanating from the Tunisian supporters. There's even more of them behind that goal than there was in the first half. away one-handed by Isa. Moved back wide by Ben Hakmed to Sliti. Forward comes Draga. Decent ball into the middle, and again the goalkeeper punches. Hannibal. Shalil. Ben Hakmed. Ben Youssef with the header. Can't guide it downwards, but an exhilarating period of play for Tunisia as far as their supporters are concerned, who have contributed hugely to a terrific atmosphere tonight. Issa twice coming out of his goal to punch this ball away. Issa restarts play. Pass comes in from Ben Hakmed. Issa hits it long towards Taliaboué, the Argentine who became a UAE citizen last year. Salmin with the overhead kick, was just obstructed. Change then for the United Arab Emirates, and it's a significant one as well, because the man who got the late winner against Mauritania is going to come on, and he is going to replace Leo Canedo on the far side. It is Khalil Al-Hamadi. Khalil, 28-year-old, who got his fifth goal for the United Arab Emirates to get the victory over Mauritania. For him to score late on again. We've got just over a quarter hour plus additional time remaining. As it stands, these two sides are both going through to the quarter-finals. Taken down by Shalil. Sakni. A long surging run from here. Ben Hakmed. Sakni. Worked out wide by Shalil. Draga. Sliti. Trying to go past Kamis. Oh, he's done so. Mohamed Draga. Is that a foul? Outside the penalty area. Definitely have a look at this just to check the original decision of the German referee, Daniel Siebert. There's the challenge, and it did look to be just outside the penalty area from Mohamed Saleh, who has to be careful. He's already been booked since coming on as a substitute at the start of this second half. There were many of Tunisian persuasion who felt that was a penalty, and who certainly hoped it was a penalty. It is being looked at, checking to see if the foul was inside or outside of the penalty area by the VAR official, who is Christian Dingert of Germany, and that check has been completed, and the referee's original decision stands. Everybody except Al-Hamadi is back in the penalty area for the United Arab Emirates. Plenty forward in the white of Tunisia. He stands behind this free kick then. Second goal now might just make this match safe in terms of Tunisia winning it. And the header came in, but it was always going over. From Fajinises. Good run, but couldn't guide it down. It is going to be a very tense finale at the Al Timama Stadium in Doha, in Qatar, at this 2021 FIFA Arab Cup. Tunisia leading by 1-0. Both teams going through as it stands. That might well change in the next quarter of an hour or so. Issa. Tidy here, it is by Maria. Almost a nightmare at the back for Hassan. Picked up by Al-Atas. Lahababi. Challenged by Sakni. Lahababi in a little bit of trouble on the floor. Remains 1-1 in the other game between Syria and Mauritania. Mauritania taking the lead early in the second half. Syria equalising almost immediately. Couldn't get there. No way through for Ramadan. It's a foul on Sliti. Sakni. Go past the defender, excellent covering from Banda Lahababi, but he's given away a corner. Stretching to poke that ball behind Lahababi. Hannibal across to this near side to take. Out to Hannibal. Try again, headed towards goal by Ben Youssef. Youssef saw it all the way. Not got too many options forward though, the goalkeeper. Might find Salah. And Salah comes away with possession. It's just too long though for Al Hamadi. Feel the tension inside the stadium. There's the table as it stands at the minute. Syria, though, if they were to score another goal and win against Mauritania, would move on to 6 points and +2, which would take them above the United Arab Emirates. So the UAE cannot afford to sit on this scoreline. Challenge comes in from Khamis. Youssef being spoken to by the official on the far side. Change now for Tunisia, and it's Hannibal who is coming off. Two huge tragic way. Mohamed Ben Arbi, who scored twice against Mauritania, is coming on in his place. So Ben Arbi is on then. The last 10 minutes or so. Hannibal will walk behind the goal that his team are attacking in this second half, and we'll get a huge ovation, no doubt, from the Tunisian supporters behind there. Salmi for the UAE, Khamis. Al-Hamadi on this near side. Instead it's played out to Lahababi. Al-Hamadi's just outside it. Lahababi's ball in. Back a little bit of direction. UAE throw. Al-Zabi. Al-Atas. Ramadan. Al-Zabi. Lahababi. Chase on here for Al-Hamadi. Not going to get that. Maria shielding the ball really well there from the recently introduced substitute. Change for the United Arab Emirates. Ali Salah is coming off, and on in his place the oldest player in the UAE squad, Ismail Mata, 38 years of age, coming on for his second appearance as a substitute at this FIFA Arab Cup. Mata made his international debut way back in 2003. Over 130 international appearances for the UAE. Forward well there by Seth. Slitty with a little ball in field. This is Seth again. Tried to work it out wide, but it's behind Ben Youssef. Going to have another change for the UAE in just a moment. Mohamed Juma is going to come on for his first appearance of the tournament. Will he come on now? Yes, he will. So Ali Salmin, who has come off on this near side. Indeed it is. So Mohamed Juma. So Juma on for his first appearance. He made his international debut this year. Tunisia work it wide to Sliti, immediately closed down by Khamis. Sliti, oh, he's still going. Rather stumbled there. Didn't quite fall for Sakni. Well, that will be a card. It's a caution for Mohamed Ben Hakmid. Saving the recently introduced Juma, absolutely flying through the air. Can the UAE get themselves a goal in the last few minutes, which would guarantee their place in the quarter-finals and would take them through as the group winners? As it stands, Tunisia top of Group B, and Tunisia get possession here. In towards Sakni. Ben Youssef! Struck it well, the substitute. See him here, arriving late and at pace, and he got plenty behind the shot. Tunisian fans cannot yet celebrate their team's passage into the last 8. 3 minutes plus whatever additional time to be played. The Hababi. Throw comes off Ben Hacklet. UAE might have been hoping for a corner, but not quite. The Hababi. Ramadan. Al-Zabi. Away by the head of Draga. Al-Hamadi with the throw. There's now definitely an air of urgency about the United Arab Emirates play. Mata couldn't get on the end of it. Sleet. Shalil. Worked forward by Rajani Sess. Sakni. Really in the middle at the moment for Tunisia, who don't get the throw. But are preparing to make another change. Wagia is about to come on for his second substitute appearance of the tournament. Taken down by Ramadan. Mata. Whistles you can hear are from the Tunisian supporters. Away by Ben Hakmi. Change will be made then. Or are they just going to hold on to it for the moment? No, it is a change, and it's a midfielder on for a striker. Yusuf Sakni, the captain, is withdrawn for the last few minutes. Saad Bagia coming on in his place then. As in Saudi Arabia, former Esperance player. Fourth official will shortly show us the amount of additional time to be played. Alatas. Forward by Al-Zabi. Al-Zabi again. Mata with a little touch off. Tali Aboué. Ramadan. Can't get the shot away, the United Arab Emirates. They do get a free kick though. We go into a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. It is still 1-1 between Syria and Mauritania at the Al Janoub Stadium, which would mean that Bert van Marwijk's side, the UAE, would still go through. But they'd go through as group runners-up to face Qatar in the quarter-finals. Let you know as soon as that Syria-Mauritania game has finished. So 4 minutes, a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. Kamis had a shot from a similar position earlier in this half, straight into the wall. It's just 2 in the wall this time. Mata also stands behind it. Kamis taking a long time before releasing the shot. And it wasn't too bad an effort either from that distance. Almost swerved away from goal. Goalkeeper's gone down, Hassan. He injured himself in an attempt to try and get on the end of that free kick, and that actually might help the United Arab Emirates, because the other match may well finish imminently. And if it finishes as it is, then the result here, as far as the United Arab Emirates is concerned, doesn't matter, because they'd be going through. Well, astonishing news coming through from Al Janoub. Mauritania, as we see again, this free kick that went just wide, have taken the lead. And Mauritania, having lost their opening 2 matches, are now leading 2-1, and that means that these 2 teams, as it stands, are going through to the quarter-finals. Tunisia as group winners, United Arab Emirates as runners-up. Taking quite some time, this treatment for Hassan. There's the group as it stands. Mauritania's goal difference counting very much against them. So Tunisia would go through. UAE would go through. The UAE would face Qatar in the quarter-finals. Tunisia would face the runners-up in Group A. Well, it was a minimum of 4 minutes. Goodness knows how much we're going to be playing now. Maybe another couple of minutes on the back of that because of the stoppage there. But again from Lahababi, picked up here by the new man Ben Arbi. Tunisia through. And the other match has just ended. It's a 2-1 win for Mauritania. So no matter what happens in the last few minutes of this match, the UAE are assured of a quarter-final place despite losing. Courtesy of their wins over Syria and Mauritania. But it is Tunisia and their supporters, and many of them in this stadium, who are up on their feet, acclaiming their team's performance. All the way through there. For Juma. Tunisian supporters were shocked by the 2-0 defeat to Syria just a few days ago in their second group match. But they have bounced back in some style. Just the 1 goal, coming early from Seferdine Jazir. From the Tunisian fans for the final whistle. Well, he's taking his time here, Hassan. He's risking a caution from the referee. Referee's had a look at his watch. Tunisia are through as Group B winners, courtesy of Seferdine Jazir's early goal. 6 points for them. 6 points also for the United Arab Emirates, who also go through as runners-up. Full-time, Tunisia 1, United Arab Emirates 0.
كابتن مبروك التأهل، ما رأيك بالأداء اليوم؟
أول شيء بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، الحمد لله على كل حال. قدمنا مباراة كبيرة، يمكن ما توفقنا في النتيجة. سجلوا جول علينا في البداية وحاولنا نرد المباراة، بس كانوا مسكرين صح. لكن الحمد لله على التأهل، وإن شاء الله القادم أفضل.
المباريات القادمة ستكون أصعب، كيف سيكون التحضير للمباريات؟
شوف نحن نركز على مباراة عندنا المباراة الجاية، طبعا نجهز المباراة وإن شاء الله نفوز بالعافية.
منذ الكبير مبروك ترشح تونس في المرتبة الأولى، ومباراة جيدة جدا اليوم على مستوى الأداء والنتيجة.
الحمد لله، ردة فعل جات في وقتها، ردة فعل قوية نتاع مجموعة منظمة، نتاع مجموعة حطت في بالها مش معقول اللي جينا لهنا وعندنا من الإمكانيات اللي سبحانه نمشيو لبعيد برغم الظروف اللي كانت ظروف صعيبة. صاروا ديفي دي جو اللي كانوا تقريبا ضد مجرى اللعب، قلقونا برشا. لكن الحمد لله كي طحنا رجعنا فيسا، رجعنا نتاع برشا كاليتي، ما برشا لعب على الاسلوب نتاعنا. برافو لي جوار، المريت يرجع لي جوار خاطر عملوا مقابله نتاع روح، مقابله نتاع رجال، ومقابله زاد ناجحه على المستويات الكل تكتيكيا وبدنيا.
كلمه للجمهور منذ
في وقت من الاوقات رخينا شويه، الجمهور هو اللي اعطاه فيهم الروح واعطاه فيهم الطاقه باش كملنا الماتش بنجاح والحمد لله.
شكرا،
مشكورين الجمهور كله.
مسكني كابتن منتخب تونس، مبروك ترشح عن جدارة والمنتخب التونسي في المرتبة الأولى.
الحمد لله اليوم تعبنا برشا، جينا برشا دوزيام جينا برشا مش كما العادة. الحمد لله معناها جاو 3 نقاط يخليونا نتأهلوا أول مجموعة وجاي خير إن شاء الله. الحمد لله فرحنا الجمهور هذايا. المرة اللي فاتت حزننا برشا كيفاش ما فرحناهمش. اليوم عاد شفت فرحة كبيرة وإن شاء الله يا ربي يزيدوا يجيو في الكارت فينال ان شاء الله.
ما الذي تغير بين مباراة سوريا ومباراة اليوم؟
ولا شيء، معناها مباراة سوريا كل شيء جاء ضد المنتخب التونسي. معناها كما قلت المرة اللي فاتت 5 دقائق لعب نقبلوا هدف، واول ما ندخل الشوط الثاني نفس الشيء وكارت احمر. كل شيء جاء ضد المنتخب التونسي. خلقنا فرص ما سجلناهمش. الحمد لله اليوم شوف خلقنا 4-5 فرص سجلنا واحدة كافية باش تخلينا نتعداو دوزيام تور ان شاء الله.
شكرا
خويا، ميرسي.
So as the statistics, the UAE having more of the possession, but certainly Tunisia made more of the ball when they had it. Look at the number of corners, the UAE with 8, but they were unable to do too much with it. A yellow card in the first half for captain Walid Abbas means he will miss their quarter-final.
وعدم التزاحم عند بوابات الخروج.
It was an intriguing scenario in Group B at the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup because all four teams could go through to the quarter-finals at the start of the two matches. Tunisia knew that if they won, they would progress as group winners, and they made an excellent start. Just 10 minutes played, a lovely driving run from Youssef Sakni, and the rebound fell kindly for Seferdine Jazir to turn it in. Just the start that the thousands of Tunisian supporters inside the stadium here in Doha wanted. A third goal of the tournament for Jazir. The UAE knew that anything other than a defeat would see them through as group winners. This was their best chance of the first half. Ali Saleh with the curling shot from distance, tipped over by Moaz Hassan. Tunisia had their chances to double their lead. An excellent double save there from Khalid Issa. Second deny a close-range shot from Jazir. And then Jazir might well have scored a second goal for Tunisia here. The ball played across by Sliti, but his shot hit the outside of the post and went behind for a goal kick. Into the second half then. The UAE still trailing by a goal to nil and still needing at least a draw to be assured of a place in the quarter-finals. Tunisian fans howling for a penalty here. The challenge, though, was outside the area. And from it, the header went harmlessly over from Fajini Sess. Tunisia still kept pressing, looking for a second goal. This shot from the substitutes. Ben Youssef going wide. And this is the best effort of the second half from the UAE from Khamis. But other results meant that both go through. Tunisia as group winners, UAE as runners-up. Well, what a night we had at Al Tumama Stadium. This is the situation in Group B. Tunisia going through as group winners because of their superior goal difference to the United Arab Emirates. Mauritania ending their campaign with a 2-1 victory over Syria, but Syria's goal difference ensures they finish third.
Congrats, coach. You qualified for the next round. What do you think about this game, and what's the plan for the next?
First of all, I think we deserve to be qualified for the next round. If you see us play, then I think we played a good game, maybe some parts a very good game. We had also only in the beginning difficulties with the physical power of their attacking players, and yeah, and we have difficulties to score ourselves. We don't score goals easy, but I'm very satisfied about our performance.
What's the plan for the next matches?
Yeah, plan. I just have to talk with the players about this game, and then from tonight or tomorrow I start thinking of the next game.